All right, welcome back. You know the time. It's Mike Eppel time. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing all right. We want to begin with a little rally, shall we?
Yes, indeed. The week started off with a big upsurge for stocks, Melanie. Markets have been down 4 weeks in a row before all of this, but all of a sudden, a different mindset on Monday related to the Omicron variant. The early indications are that the effects of the variant are mild symptoms. And again, the experts are saying, hang on, we need more data. But the market isn't waiting, because we also heard late yesterday about Glaxo and its antiviral medication working against the new variant. So up go the markets on reduced economic risk. We saw the travel and tourism stocks surge in value. The energy companies were energized again, as the price for oil as of this morning is back above $71 per barrel. Electric vehicle companies moving to the upside. Tech companies, which were under a lot of selling pressure in previous weeks, all of a sudden they're back in favor on economic optimism. So this thing changes so quickly, Melanie. From a market perspective, is that the leading indicator? And it was kind of interesting to note yesterday that the worst performer on Wall Street was Moderna, the mRNA vaccine company, as its stock price dropped by 13%, perhaps on lower sales expectations going forward. So those are the clues you can take from the day-to-day performance of the stock trade and the currency and energy markets. And this morning, I'm looking at the Dow futures up another 360 points in the early going.
All right, let's talk automotive. Toyota making a big announcement here.
Yeah, another massive electric vehicle battery plant, this one going into North Carolina, which is a real hub nowadays for the auto production in North America. But Toyota says its new EV battery line will create 1,700 jobs. It's a $1.5 billion investment. We're going to hear more and more of these, Melanie, as states and countries scramble and battle for all of this new business in the EV space. We had that tweet, for lack of a better description, a few weeks back by the mayor of Markham, followed up by Premier Doug Ford, about Tesla putting a battery plant someplace in Markham. And now, it wasn't confirmed by Tesla that I saw, but nevertheless, this is going to be the big investment coming from the auto sector over the next several years, and a lot of money being pushed in and a lot of jobs being created.
Mike, we've got about 30 more seconds of your time, but this is interesting. It was talked about quite a bit in the election process about taxing of big banks. Is it going to happen is the big question.
Well, this a promise during an election campaign, does it actually come to fruition? We might get more details next week when Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland gives the fall economic statement, and whether or not the Trudeau government is going to follow through on that plan to put a surtax on the big banks for profits over $1 billion. We're coming off an earnings quarter here, Melanie, where all of the banks were well over the $1 billion threshold for profitability. It would boost the corporate tax rate. The banks are saying, well, why just hit us? Why not other sectors of the economy? Why should the bank and insurance companies be the ones to be taxed the most? And so there are various arguments for and against. The Trudeau government had said previously it would raise $2.5 billion in revenue. We'll see if that is something that is telegraphed next week or something in next year's spring budget.
All right, Mike, as always, appreciate you taking the time with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow.